G'day and welcome to the Widebayitv Footy Show. We're back again, take 3. Hopefully I can get through an introduction without saying this time. Oh, you're kidding me. That was a joke, I'm just joking. Tonight we've got a pretty big night. I'm looking forward to it. We've got music again from Deep Blue. We have a new segment, which is going to be trick shots, which we're going to be asking people to get involved in. We're obviously going to talk about the weekend's games that we had and the weekend coming ahead, which is pretty exciting. We've got our first inter-town guests coming to meet us from Maryborough. So we'll get in and ask them the tough questions, as well as a couple of local umpires. So along with your favourites, Griffo, the handball comp and other things. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's not a bad rundown.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good night, mate. Hopefully it goes smoothly. So
Yeah, hopefully. By the third time, we should be reasonably good at this. I haven't been on a week-long Bucks trip, so hopefully that puts us in good stead.
Not as croaky this week, mate.
Not as croaky this week. No, not at all. So I guess we'll start the show by, like I said, we've got Deep Blue coming again. They've got their first pub gig on Friday night, and I heard that it was because of the exposure that they were given after our footy show last week. So the guys at the Yandarran pub are obviously local footy show fans. Also, if the guys in the Yandarran pub are listening, I'm coming out there later. So on Friday, put a couple of beers aside for me. Guys, Moz and Jodes, let's get going with a couple of tunes and get the crowd up and about.
She calls me from the cold, just when I was low, feeling short of stable. All that she intends, and all she keeps inside isn't on the label. She's ashamed. Can she take me for a while? Can I be a friend? We'll forget the past, or maybe I'm not able. And a break at the bend, here and now. Will we ever be again? 'Cause I have found all that shimmers in this world is sure to fade away again.
Awesome stuff, guys. Good start to the show as always.
yeah, it was fantastic. Great song. It's one of my favourites. So
Yeah.
well done.
Yep. I reckon, guys, if you're out there, I've now gone through my 2 most talented friends. So if you want to come and play a couple of tunes, then feel free to get in touch with the show. But now that I've actually got a few beers with the guys, hopefully they still come back and play a few tunes for us. But
I would love for some fresh musos to get involved. So give the show a contact and get in touch.
That's pretty cool. So, like I said, we've got a new segment coming up, which I don't know, it's something that it'll probably be a little bit of fun. We're just going to try and get a bit of the community involved and be able to get your mug on tally. So what we're thinking about doing, guys, this week, it's called Trick Shot of the Wide Bay, but hopefully in the future we can put an S on the end of that and call it Trick Shots. Our first official trick shot of the Wide Bay is Kirsten Abbott from Across the Waves. Lovely effort from the pocket here. We should see it coming up shortly, but my favourite is the celebration after there. Just knows she slotted it and then bang, arms up in the air. She has absolutely no idea that that's going on there, but my missus sent it through to me, and I thought, so if you guys, I reckon we might put an email address or something, or get in touch with myself or Griffo if you've got, just something a bit fun, something out of the change rooms, something from the grandstand. see what you can come up with, and hopefully we can make a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah. I think every footy player loves to kick those bananas from the pocket. So send in your best stuff, and we'll see what we think. Hey?
Oh, 100%. I'll be definitely doing my best to get me mug in there. So
Don't pull a hammy, mate. Don't pull a hammy.
So I guess firstly, we'll sort of discuss the game from the weekend. So if you watched last episode, we played each other. Friday night game it was, Brothers versus Across the Waves. I was pretty excited. I thought we were going into it with a pretty solid team, and then my captain pulled out at the last minute, and my best player got the flu. So we went in a little bit underdone, but it was still a really good game. Tough game on the Friday night. We had a good crowd come out. We had Ads' butter chicken, which was all sold out by the time the game finished.
Delicious.
So I was
it was very nice.
Pretty devo about that. But what do you reckon, mate? Were your takeaways from Friday night?
It was a good game. It was clean, very even contest. I think we just got lucky, with the footy kicking down the line. We set up the wall really well and rebound the footy back inside our 50. I think we just caught you off guard a couple of times. So when we were going in, we just could convert it when we needed to. We kicked that 1 or 2 extra goals each quarter, or maybe just the one. And I think by 3/4 time, we were 4 or 5 goals up, which was a good lead going into the final break. But we were worried, mate. Tristan and Ando and a few of the other guys that were iffy ended up coming up for the game, which really helped us. Brad, he was quite grateful because we were very nervous going into it. You guys found a bit of form, and you had a pretty good team for Friday. So we were very... it was a very danger game for us, but we were lucky enough to come away with a win, and we were quite happy at the end of the game. Yeah,
poor old naive me. Young coach, Grogan comes in here, experienced campaigner. Oh, Tree's going to be out, Kyle's going to be out, oh, Tyson's not playing till bloody finals. I'm just sitting there going, I'm not going to tell him about my outs. He might think we're half a chance. I'm just sitting there going, la, 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 off in me friggin' fairyland. But we rock up to the game, look at the team sheet, like they've got all the guns in there.
Yeah.
So
I think it was because we were playing you. Most of them didn't actually want to miss a game, but we knew if we won that we were guaranteed a final spot. So most of the boys, Tristan probably shouldn't have played, and Ando's hand's pretty sore, but they just wanted to play against Waves, I guess. But no, we were quite happy. We were quite happy to have him in the side, mate. I'm not going to lie.
Tristan, the bloke with a sore knee, who loads up from outside 60 and knocks a dangerous goal on the head.
It went 10 metres back too. So he actually jogged past me, and I was laughing. We were both laughing at each other, and he whispered, he goes, "Geez, that hurt." And I thought, I bet you it did. But no, it was actually a good goal from outside 50. Right when we needed him to kick it too. It was a good goal.
Yeah, no, I was happy with the boys' effort. We were definitely in the game the whole game. We just got let down a little bit with finishing, I thought. Brothers' ball pressure was pretty good, so it made it a little bit difficult to use the footy well. But when we did in patches, we managed to score. But a couple of things sort of didn't go away. A couple of extra metres on a couple of kicks might have, a little bit closer.
A lot of your inside 50s too just went that little bit too deep, and our defenders be able to punch it over the line, which was lucky for us because, that 10 metres out, then you can crumb those goals, and just a couple of little things worked in our favour, I think, at the end of the night, which was, we were happy about. So it was good. It was a good game. It was very good.
So talk to me, Griff, about how a 7 foot, 140 kilogram bloke who I've never seen before in my life just randomly happens to turn up the week before you play us at home.
Actually, the story goes, one of our twos players, Leslie, he was in Rocky for a weekend, and he just ran into him and just said, if you're ever in Bundy, hit me up on Facebook. And he came down to try out for the police force, and he played for the Glenmore Bulls up in Rocky, and was lucky enough when he came to Bundy, he sent Les a message and he said, come out. And for Tree to look up at someone is a rarity, and when I said to him, I said, mate, what's it going to take to get you to play? And he's actually a soccer goalkeeper, believe it or not.
I believe it. There's not many things going to get past him in a goal.
Played only 1 year of football last year in Rockhampton, I think, like you said, for the Glenmore Bulls, and he's up here at the moment for the next, I think, 3 to 4 months, so we were lucky enough to snag him. And a little bit rusty. It's his first game for the year, was on Friday, but we're hoping he can hit a bit of form coming into the back half of the season.
Yeah, well, I've gone from not having your best ruckman, your second best ruckman, they're not playing, and then I've rocked up to the game and there's an absolute Goliath there in the centre square. I'm thinking, bloody hell, how lucky can the boys get? But I'm starting to get a little bit worried for my job, to be honest. I'm hoping the AFL Wide Bay media starts paying out, because poor David Noble gets 38 games, 5 wins in the last 18 months, and I'm looking down at me. Oh, I don't know. It's getting pretty close. I think I might be getting the sack soon. So.
No, we were lucky to have him. He's a quality player. Like I said, he's a little bit rusty, but hopefully he can hit a bit of form. That's good, mate. Your recruitment never stops throughout the year.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that the 30th of June cut-off is over and done with now, so everyone can stop building their sides and we can just play 1-for-1, see how we go. But the other game of the weekend, guys, was between Bay Power and Hervey Bay. So they got halfway through the reserves game, and unfortunately, bit of an injury to one of the reserves blokes for Hervey Bay, and
snapped his ankle in half, pretty much. 90 degrees, we heard.
Yep. So that's pretty unfortunate. Hopefully he's feeling all right and makes a bit of a speedy recovery. But the flow-on effect to that, which is it hurts. I think for yourself. So I think they get 2 points each, Bay Power and Hervey Bay, which puts Bay Power 6 points clear of Waves. 2 games, mate. You play them twice, and I think we play you one more time as well. Yeah, makes it a little bit harder. So obviously the senior game was called off while they were waiting for the ambulance. So Hervey Bay, undefeated all year, don't think they would have lost a game to Bay Power by less than 80 points. And the team that we're scrapping against to make the final spot in the finals has just been gifted a 2-point victory, whereas our game, which we played on Friday night, was actually a catch-up game from earlier in the season. So anyway, I don't know if that would have happened if it was in Bundaberg, but you got to look after the guys down there. So it makes it a little bit harder. Makes this weekend's game an absolute crucial one for us.
Yeah, you need the 4 points. Well, I'll put faith in you, mate. You got a good list. You beat them last time by 30 points, and they had a pretty good, strong side in. So I'm going to back in for the 4 points. I reckon.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Griff. You're starting to come around to me a little bit.
Warming up. It's taken me a while.
Yeah. So on as far as we're concerned, on Saturday. So hopefully this will come out Friday, and you guys can all get to the Andarren pub, and then on Saturday, our home ground again is Sponsors Day. So for Across the Waves, when we don't make finals, this is basically the Anzac Day of the Wide Bay. We get a couple of big marquees out, absolutely pack the stadiums out, and makes it a pretty good experience to get a bit of atmos and that. You guys would have played on a few. We don't lose too many Sponsors Days.
I was about to say, you don't lose too many. We've played a few games there where we've been confident and you've just smashed us. So it is a tough gig to play you at home on Sponsors Day. So Bay Power are in for a tough game, mate.
Yeah. A few years ago, we were pretty lowly, and we only won 1 game for the year as well, and that was on Sponsors Day.
Probably against us too.
Well, we absolutely celebrated like it was a grand final. So, looking forward to the weekend. And you guys are down in Hervey Bay.
Yeah, Hervey Bay,
Bombers.
Hervey Bay at Hervey Bay. Yep. And our reserves are at Maryborough against Maryborough. So two separate fields, but it's going to be a good weekend, I reckon. 3 o'clock game at Norman Clean Oval.
Well, that's unlucky that your Rezzies aren't playing before, because you could have just faked an injury and got the 2 points. But anyway, you'll have to beat them on merit. So best wishes with that, Griffo.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Jack Sicker's 100th game, actually. Our fierce leader. He's our vice captain, one of our vice captains, and coached us for 3 years. Yep. So we're going down there to win the game.
Yeah, beauty. Congrats to Jack. That's a pretty good effort. 100 games in any competition.
12 seasons it's taken him. He fractured his face round 1 against Bay Power for 1 year, so that wiped him out. He did his knee for another one, and then I think he fractured his cheekbone or the other side or near his eye socket for another year. That put him out. He's had a rough run, but that's really nice to see him play his 100th, and I'm actually going to enjoy playing Saturday with him. So
that's an awesome effort to get up from a couple of
I don't think Caitlin, his wife, has wanted him to come back and play football, but he's won 3 best and fairest at our footy club, and I think his old man's won 4. So having Jack play his 100th is a big occasion for us, and hopefully we can do it justice and get the 4 points down against Hervey Bay down there.
Yeah, awesome. So I reckon we'll throw over back to our mates at Deep Blue for another tune. That'll wrap us up. Stick around because afterwards we've got the team from Maryborough and the umpires as well as the handball competition. So looking forward to that, and fire away, team.
One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. One way or another, I'm gonna win you. I'm gonna get you. One way or another, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna meet you. One day, maybe next week, I'm gonna meet you. I'll meet you. I will drive past your house, and if the lights are rolled down, I'll see who's around.
Another sort of club that's got really good history in the Wide Bay is the Maryborough Bears. So it's good to actually get a bit of a perspective from another town that's playing in our competition, and yeah. So welcome, guys.
Thanks, Jimmy. Chris.
Thanks for making the drive.
It's my pleasure.
That's it. So yeah, guys. I guess we'll just start off with a bit of a background on your careers and how you got involved in footy and how you got involved with the Bears, and give the guys a little bit of an insight. Yeah.
Well, we're sort of half discussing whether I was a mercenary.
Journeyman.
I think we went with journeyman. So basically, yeah, I've been involved with the Hervey Bay Bombers, Bay Power, and now Maryborough now. So I spent 22 years at Bombers, 6 years at Bay Power, and then had a year off, and now coaching Maryborough Bears. So yeah, enjoying it. It's another challenge, which is good. I sort of thrive on that, and testing myself out, obviously, as you'll do along your journey. The coaching side of it's all fun and games.
Yeah. So, you've done well to stick in there for that long, I reckon.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, loving it. It's a good bunch of guys when they turn up, but it's excellent. Yeah.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Where are the reserve team sitting on the ladder? How's the finals campaign looking?
Well, we had a bit of a chat about it last night, and we think potentially we can make the finals. Another couple of wins under our belt. And the way I walked into them basically the first round of footy. So that's when our pre-season started. So I said, well, don't judge anything until round 12, because that way we've got all the training and stuff under place. So we got to round 12, and I think we had a win against you guys in the wet. And we had
that's
lucky
a big
win against you guys at the start of the year. So we're 2 from about 13 now. It's probably 10 or something, but yeah.
You got Brothers Bulldogs at home
this weekend.
Yeah, 12:30 game, is it?
I think it's 12 or 12:30. Yeah,
earlier game.
Yeah,
which is good. How are you going into that game? Feeling confident?
Oh, absolutely, Griff. Yeah. Oof.
Better team at home.
Yeah. I think we are. Yeah, predominantly we are. Yeah. So it's we usually don't know the side till probably Thursday night, Friday morning sort of scenario.
It's a little
maybe
bit like that
Saturday morning. So it's fun, but it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
No, we sent a pretty strong reserve side down a couple of weeks ago because the seniors had a bye. So a few blokes that I've been waiting to drop all season and finally got to drop them because the seniors weren't playing. But you managed to get stuck into them. So.
Yeah, well, Mickey Blair was Devo that he had to play.
I've been waiting to drop Blair for 15 years, mate. That was
Still lost the game. Is that what you said?
Yeah. It was a 1-point victory in the end. It was good fun. It was in the wet, the wet day, and it was pretty exciting, but it was good.
Yeah. Blair played out of the back pocket, and even when it was close in the last 10 minutes, he reckons he was screaming at Flemo saying, "Get me on the ball, Flem. I'm ready to go." And he's like, "No, just stay down there. We've got this, mate." So
that's the way.
Anyway,
that's good. No, Flemo did well. He was everywhere as usual. Yeah. So it's good fun. Good fun.
So how
about you, Edmund? How's about your journey, mate?
My journey started when I was 32. This AFL caper, very late starter. I remember speaking to Bradley Grogan at a work function saying, "Do you reckon I could play AFL?" And he's like, come down to pre-season training the following year and give it a crack, and that's what I've done.
Yeah. Was it 14, 15, 4 years at Brothers before you transferring over to Maryborough?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I was mentioning to you before, I'm a bit like John Farnham. I always say this is my last season. So 2017 was supposed to be my last season, but then I decided to give it another crack with the Bears. So it's a good decision. It's a great club to be part of. Real tight, family-oriented club. So yeah, it's just great to be part of them.
A lot of the Maryborough boys look like they enjoy their football. It doesn't matter about the result. They just look like they have a lot of fun when I watch them play. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, it's good to hear, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about, have you got a bit of a brief sort of history on the Bears? I know that we sort of come in and out a little bit of the competition. We've got a Resi's team only at the moment, but what do you think, I guess, is the sort of reason for that, and how do you think you can sort of build footy going forward down in Maryborough?
So I think, from what I'm understanding, I think they, once they, I think 2019, they might have won, and then a lot of them sort of, okay, we've climbed the mountain, we're done. So a few have walked away, but my vision, I can see myself there for at least a couple of years, and I'll build it up. We'll try and build it up to, the culture's already, like Ed saying, fantastic culture there, great family club, really a lot of nice people there. So it's that side of it's awesome. So just got to get the footy, and we're starting to work on structure-wise, how to play the game and all that sort of thing. So we're progressing well. Obviously, same story as I guess most clubs have got numbers, more people turning up. So if you're keen on having a kick, get on down to the Bears.
Yeah,
so,
love it. I love a good plug up there.
Yeah, definitely love a good plug.
Yeah. No, definitely. I agree. You guys play footy in a really good spirit, and it all starts with culture. Even at these clubs, if you're not performing that well, but getting out there, having a beer after the game, and that's what you come down and play footy for. So it's a really good start, and then once you build that, the rest sort of follows. So yeah.
You've had some fantastic footy players actually play for Maryborough. I think one of them's a Stedman medalist. I can't remember his name.
Reece.
Yeah. And then you've Anthony McDonald back when I was a bit younger. And the little rover, number 16, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
They call him Rocket.
Was it Beavis?
Shannon Beavis won the Stedman. And then,
that just popped into my head out of nowhere.
And then
there you go.
Well, Jimmy, showing age here.
little Rocket, he used to be number 16. He was your midfielder back when I was probably 16, 17. He was just, I remember just watching him play, and he was just an absolute gun. So there's been some fantastic players that go through Maryborough. So it's not just a reserve side. Hopefully one day you guys can pop up. Like you said, take the 2 or 3 years to build it up, and then it come back into the senior competition.
Giving it a crack anyway, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Well done.
So, what do you reckon? Did 22 at Hervey Bay, 6 at Bay Power, and now, so that's 29 years in local footy in the area. So, have you got any sort of fond memories or funny sort of moments looking back over that journey? What was it like footy back 29 years ago in the comp? And
it was good fun. It was pretty. I think the standard was pretty good back in those days.
It was.
There's some memorable moments. I remember one time coming back. Must have been a grand final, and I was with the Bombers then, and we'd beaten the Fraser Coast Lions. So we used to every time we beat them, we'd sing the Lion Sleeps Tonight song. So we'd all had a few sherbets on the way back on the bus. So they probably couldn't have heard us, but we were singing out as we passed them on the stop there. Yeah. So and you're talking about rivalries last week. So it's pretty fierce rivalry down there between the two Hervey Bay clubs as well. So it's been a few fun times and incidences over the journey.
Nearly 30 years in the competition.
Yep.
Who would you say is probably the best player, in your opinion, to come through the Wide Bay? I know Adam Spackman is probably the only player to be put onto an AFL list.
No, we had Brett Blackwell.
Oh, Brad Blackwell, that's right.
Yeah.
Carlton.
He played 3 years down at Carlton, 17 games.
Who would you say is the best?
I've seen a few good ones, and I can mainly speak just from a Bombers point of view. I had a guy called Paul Boxer. He was an awesome centreman. Adam Esposito, he was a good player.
Esposito,
yeah. Even the Storno and Baldy, they were pretty good. Baldy's obviously still running around with coaching the Bombers, so they were pretty good players to you'd be in awe of watching them play. And it was pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. obviously down there at Maryborough at the home ground, we've got the national park on the right and the camping ground at the back or whatever it is. So I know every time we go down there, if you're getting a bit close, you have a set shot from about 15 out, you really want to try and bomb that thing right in there. So how many footies do you reckon you've lost over the journey over the side fence? So you got a bit of a...
We're sponsored by Sharon. We just get bag loads every week coming up, so it's all good.
You would need them, I'd say.
But you've got to worry about the kangaroos, because there's a fair few over there that you sort of got to, fight to get the ball back. So
chase the roos off the oval before the game. Yeah, that's a bit of sort of regional footy for you, isn't it? I'm sure there'll be a few clubs around. That's
our fitness program.
Yeah.
Chase the roos around.
I just send this big fella out before training, and he just goes and chases the roos off the oval. But
starting your footy career at 32.
Yeah.
If there's someone that's loves footy and they're in their 30s, what would be one thing you could say to them? Get them involved. At any club, really.
Just give it a crack. I played close to 30 years of basketball, and I just had enough. I wanted to change, so I gave AFL a go, and I don't regret it. It's fantastic, It's a great game. It's got a bit of everything, but I suppose the main thing is the friends you make. It's all, I don't want to sound like it's cliched, but they're going to be your mates for life. That's how it is.
I was lucky enough to go to Kingaroy, and I was talking to a couple of guys down there on Saturday, and they were saying if you were to move to a new town, getting involved in a footy club is probably the quickest way to make friends. And if you knew no one in the town, which I would have to agree with. If if I was to say someone was to move to Hobart and you're getting involved in a footy club, that's at least somewhere you can get Tuesday, Thursday, so you make some friends through that, and then you grow your social network. So
absolutely,
I think you find especially regionally as well, if you head down, it's instantly you've got sort of 50 mates, and if as soon as a new bloke comes to town, like maybe be a 7-footer from Rockhampton, but everyone just gets around them. You're just excited to see some fresh blood, and as soon as you say, just if you turn up to a regional footy club anywhere in Queensland, just say you're from Victoria, and then you'll be made to be a superstar. That's it. And if you can't play footy, then just don't kick it, and just at least get one weekend in. You get a few free beers out of it. So that's
right. Yes. And a number you'll take anyone that turns up.
Yeah, that's right.
You can spot on.
That's
I can't kick. I can handball.
Yeah.
That's half the job done.
And you'll most likely find that your nickname will be from the town that you've come from as well. I know we've had a few Bendigos over the years.
So what would you like to see? Where would you like to see the Wide League go? Obviously, there's talk of other teams coming into the competition, but from your perspective, what would be good for our competition?
I think, expansion of clubs and teams, I think, is the most important part, that we keep the game growing at the grassroots level, which I think now we've got a couple of 8s and 10s teams now, so which is really good. So obviously that'll progress, hopefully in a few years' time to 15, 17s or whatever the age group is. But I just think the expansion and what you guys are doing is fantastic as well. So the more we get it out there, the more we get people involved. And like you're saying, basketball, soccer, we've had a couple of rugby league guys come through over the years, and they've been loving it. They're
like Jimmy said, a lot of the She-Eagles, they play 2 sports. They play soccer or hockey or whatever it is, and then they come and play the AFL competition. Yeah. So I'm actually hoping that the women's comp gets in line with the men's, and we can play a few more twilight games. I'd like to see that personally. That way you don't have 2 split seasons and it's not as long. But it'd be good.
I think that'll happen over time. I think at this stage we're the secondary sport for a lot of the girls, but they get more joy out of it and a lot more fun and same deal, meeting new people all the time. So it's it's pretty good.
Oh, that's good, mate.
Yeah. No, awesome, guys. Anything else you want to add to that?
We're mercenaries are done. Or journeymen.
The journeymen. The journeymen. Yeah, finished.
Tell me about your beef jerky, mate. I just had some before, and I must admit it is probably the nicest jerky that I've had.
I think it's the world's second best jerky.
Because you haven't found the best one yet.
Haven't found the best
That's
one.
Right.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Get it on the market, mate. It's some good stuff.
No, that's it. Hit Mick up if you see him around any of the footy clubs. He's always got a backpack full of jerky. He brings it up to Bundy when they come up as well. So,
so what we might do is Well, I might put the Maryborough Bear contact name down on the bottom of the screen. So if anyone, around the Maryborough, Harvey Bay area wants to get involved in football, just get in touch with the contact details on the bottom of your screen and hopefully
absolutely, give us a ring
down there.
Yeah, absolutely, that's what we're after.
Awesome,
Thanks
guys.
very much, guys. Fantastic.
Stick
thanks
around.
very much for coming
You're involved in the handball competition. See if you can knock off the chance.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. So stick around for that. Cheers, guys. Awesome stuff for coming in and getting involved. So really happy with that. Also, we've got the umpires coming up after the break as well. So that's pretty. That'll be pretty exciting. Bit of fun there. So to shoot us off, let's go back over to the guys at Deep Blue playing the Yanni Pub Friday night. Let's get some Atmos. Let's go, team.
Where you going for tomorrow? Where you going with the basket found? And the feeling you feel when the dogs begin to smell of. Will she smell alone? When the dogs can find her, got time to wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. When the dogs can find her, got time to wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find.
I'm pretty excited for this segment. It's going to be a bit of fun. Just want to make sure everyone's aware. The things that we say and do on the show. We are playing AFL in regional Queensland. Okay, so if you're going to take it too seriously, well, you might need to go to another competition. Okay, so I'd like to introduce these two guys, the umpires all across Australia in the AFL and in these regional comps are an absolute sort of lifeblood. We can't have these competitions without them. We absolutely love the fact that these guys turn up week in, week out, and they're doing their best. And to be honest, the umpiring level in our competition in the Wide Bay, I would say, is far exceeds the competition level. So I'm pretty excited to introduce Maddie and Declan to come onto the show and have a bit of a chat for us. So welcome along, guys.
Lovely to be here.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. I think you're groundbreaking, actually. This is probably the first footy show that's ever invited umpires on for a segment. So
It was all Jimmy, mate. So.
no, another one for the Wide Bay.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's always good. We want to get all aspects of footy, and obviously umpires are a massive part of that. So, I think basically, guys, start by sort of saying how you got into umpiring and what you think of umpiring in the Wide Bay.
Well, my story is very similar to Ed. I got into umpiring at the same age that Ed started football. I was 32.
Yep.
My eldest boy started Auskick, and I reckon like every other father that's had a child at Auskick, I stood on the sidelines and I looked at the umpiring and I said, I reckon I can do a better job than that. And one of the go-getters at the club where my young fellow was playing grabbed me on the shoulder and said, there's an umpire's course next week, you're on it. And went from there. So I did juniors in Toowoomba at the time for about 3 years, moved up here, got wangled into doing reserve grade and actually found it was something I could do. I played one season of football in high school, discovered I was no good at it. All I could really do was run. And if you've ever seen me on the training paddock, you'll know that's a fairly accurate summation. But I just love the umpiring. It's been great. My way of being involved in the greatest football game in the world.
Definitely.
Why wouldn't you be involved somewhere?
Yep. No, that's awesome, mate. What about you, Dick?
Yeah, I started about 2-3 years ago, so I played footy as well, and then I sort of watched the senior games, and I saw that there's an umpire position open. I did boundary for a few years, and this year I'm starting to do a few senior fields and enjoying it.
Yeah. Yep.
Building the confidence with every game.
Yeah, building confidence. It's nice to have like Matt or Tyrone Trigg, one of the another senior field umpire there with me after each quarter, giving me pointers what to do, how can I work, and each training session every Tuesday night they're saying, okay, this is what we need to do for this weekend, what to improve, and yeah, enjoying umpiring.
That's good, man. You made the umpiring academy, I think, if I recall correctly. You got to go to Brisbane this weekend.
Yeah, so around every second weekend I go down to the Sunny Coast and umpire, sort of an exchange program. We go there's 3 of us, 3 juniors go down there every second weekend, or when they need us, and umpire the games down there and learn a few skills from down there, and then we'll bring it back into this league down here.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah, so obviously it's something that the AFL have made sort of everyone aware of as well, about a massive shortage of umpires across Australia. From an umpire's perspective, especially in our sort of competition, how do you think the best way would be to sort of attract umpires and retain them as well?
I think the crackdown on dissent has been helpful. It's been a major part of it. But I think the other point is we just have to promote how much fun it is. Until you get to my age, you can actually run around in a game of football and wake up Sunday morning not feeling too bad. I've got a few miles under the belt now, and Sunday morning get a bit difficult after you've done a couple of games, especially like last Friday.
Yeah.
Pink round at Waves. What an awesome 2 games of football. That was just, I know it didn't reflect on the scoreboard, but they were 2 of the most enjoyable games of football I've ever umpired. They were hard, fast, tight contests. Loved every minute of it. And just on that, I know that we had our annual pink round where umpires wear a pink uniform. 1 weekend a year, we raise money for breast cancer research, and this weekend was the most successful weekend we've ever had. We raised in excess of $1,500 for breast cancer research, and really got to put in a plug for both Artie Richardson and Braden Krebs, the presidents of the 2 clubs involved. The clubs down south had their weekend a couple of weekends before, and combined between North and South, we raised over $1,500.
Yep, no, that's awesome. Yeah, because we all wore pink socks as well, and bought our socks and donated profits, donated the price of those as well. So that's the sort of stuff that sort of breeds the community feel and the clubs and things like that up here. So it's awesome to get involved with those things, and as you guys did.
It's fantastic, and kudos to the clubs for being involved.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
So what you're talking about dissent there before. So obviously I can only speak on behalf of, I can speak on behalf of our fans, but I know there's a few in there that are quite vocal. I know there's a few around the competition as well that I always seem to hear. But who do you think has the most feral fans? And who do you have you got a story about the worst sledge that you've received?
I don't think I could repeat the worst sledge that I've received. Not on a family television show. The thing to bear in mind is that you've got to be passionate to survive in football. If you're not passionate, the game will spit you out. So I don't mind clubs being passionate. It's when it starts to become abusive and personal. So I'm really looking forward to this coming weekend. Sponsors Day at Waves is always great. Get a great crowd, great noise, and that's really enjoyable to umpire in front of. And I think we need to learn also on our part as umpires the difference between just being heckled because the crowd's had a couple of sherbets and because they want to support their club, and when it becomes personal. So as long as it's not personal, guys, go for it, enjoy it. I've heard some screamingly funny things come over the fence at times, and that just adds to the atmosphere.
So what would you say? I think the hardest thing for players, like myself as well, my hardest thing sometimes when the decision doesn't go your way. What would be some advice that you give to players? You know, sometimes we turn around and we say, how was that decision?
What's the best way to get the message across?
Yeah, what's the best way to get the message across? Because there's a lot of footy players out there, probably in every league across Australia, that are very competitive, and there would be a lot of they'd turn around, and I think I do it. Like, what do you mean? Whatever it is. But what's the best message that you could say to the players, just to get your point across? When the whistle's blowing, you just put your hands up and move on with it, or?
Absolutely. Look, the game's been in existence for over 150 years. No umpire in 150 years has ever changed their mind.
No.
So it's not going to happen for you, Griffin. No. Sorry.
Not just me, not just me.
I have no problem with players approaching us at the end of a game, particularly after everybody's, had your debrief. Seek us out, because we're still hanging around. I like to have a drink after a game. And just ask us about it, because by that time the heat has gone out of the situation. On the field, probably the best thing you can do is just, I'll put that one in the memory bank and I'll ask him about it later.
Yeah. Easier said than done, I think, sometimes. No, but Jimmy was right. He said it a couple of times. The good thing about football up here is we might be real competitive on the field, but when the final siren goes, we can all have a quiet drink at the bar and we all get along, and we can ask those questions to the umpires. Absolutely. We're probably in a few other leagues. It's probably not something that would happen very often, but it's good footy up here sometimes. It's just a couple of old blokes running around trying to get a kick of the footy. Yeah.
Back to sort of with the dissent thing, the guys have cracked down, or the competition in general across Australia cracked down on that, it seems to be really working, which is great to see. Another thing that I sort of think in the Wide Bay, obviously I can only speak for our competition, but things with sort of serious injuries, with dangerous tackles, either head concussions or, probably can't speak on a broken leg or anything like that, but I think that's probably one of the most important things in our comp, is sort of protecting those really dangerous things, because everyone's coming out, they've got jobs, they just want to come out and play a bit of footy, and when you're getting those dangerous tackles, how do you think we can sort of get them out of our competition a bit?
All we can do as umpires is penalise the dangerous tackles. It's not. We have absolutely no control over any medical assessment or anything like that. So all HIAs, broken injuries, becomes the responsibility of the medical personnel. So unfortunately, we don't have any input into those decision makings. We're not even allowed to call for a stretcher. All right, that's the captain's job. So those decisions are taken out of our hands, but certainly we've been focusing a lot lately on the sling tackles, on the driving. My pet hate is when somebody has their head over the football and there's front-on contact. I'm dreading the day when I hear a crack and somebody's spine gets broken. So those are the ones we need to, and I always encourage umpires to jump on those sorts of things.
Do you think maybe reports can be done sort of retrospectively on things like that, or if they get missed during the game and it sort of comes to light with footage or with injuries and things like that? Is that?
That is possible through AFLQ in Brisbane. The AFLQ have the responsibility now that we've moved under their umbrella, and they can retrospectively lay charges and bring things before a tribunal. So it is possible, but you would need some fairly clear evidence on that one.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of the onus would be put back on the player, though. I mean, if the player's going out there to perform those acts, then maybe a little bit of education could be brought to the playing group or whatever. You don't go out there to injure someone. So
no, that's right. And as an umpiring group, we're always willing to go and have information sessions with clubs. So if you want to get in touch, I'm sure they can put the contact details up on the bottom of the screen and organise a visit. And we're more than happy to come and visit clubs.
So actually a bit of fun now. Just want to obviously, like we said again, love the umpies, love what they do. Couldn't have a game without them. So I've got a few little clips here from a couple of games previous. We've got 4 of them coming up, guys. So what we're going to do, we're going to play the clip and then we'll pause it before the decision's made. I want to hear your thoughts on the decision, guys, and then we'll keep rolling through and we'll see what we ended up with. So we've got the first one here. It's the She-Eagles Grand Final down at Bay Power. I think we've got Trigger here. So we'll just roll through a little bit. We got Rach, one of our gun backline members, come through. As you can see, she's a bit of a wet day. So as it comes down to the goal line, goes down. Rightio. What do we reckon we call on that, guys?
Oh, I would call it my ball.
Rightio. Yep. So
Matty?
Yeah, well, there was the initial contact was high, I would have been inclined from this angle to pay a high tackle. Okay, you've got to remember that we've got a pretty good angle here. You can see the umpire's actually.
It looks like he's going to play holding the ball.
That's what it looks like he's going to pay. So
Righto, let's roll it through.
Let's
Let's see what we end up with here.
Oh,
He's paid holding the ball.
holding the ball. What are your thoughts on that?
In the goal square.
The decision's correct in the sense that we've gone through the process. We covered this at training on Tuesday night. So the first thing was, did the player have prior opportunity? Yes, she did. She could have knocked it out. Was the tackle legal? And that's where I probably disagree and say, no, I thought there was some high contact there. But if the tackle's deemed legal, then definitely holding the ball. She's had prior opportunity.
Yep, rightio. No, from a spectator's point of view, which I was sitting quite close to that camera, I thought it might have been in the back to start with, then a high tackle, and then we ended up with holding the ball.
No,
Golden.
across the way is bias there at all.
Yeah. No, look, I'm happy to admit when there's bias, unlike some. So we'll.
I think you'd be really pushing to get a push in the back out of that one.
Yeah. Okay. No, that might be fair enough. So we've got the next one here in the same game for the She-Eagles. So we'll roll this clip. It was an absolutely terrible day down at Hervey Bay that day.
Oh, I don't
A
know.
little bit hard to see here from the boundary. We've got some good commentary coming from the bench here,
Oh, that's holding the
but
ball.
we're going to pause that one.
That's holding the ball. Surely. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
There was no pause there.
There was
There was no pause, but
There was no pause. No, the ball was definitely dragged back in,
Yep.
and no attempt was made to get rid of it. So definitely
Yep.
holding the ball.
no, good call, and the right call made on the day as well. But the funny thing with that one, in the background, you can actually hear Gregor was say, "She's dragged it in," and then he goes, "That's holding the ball," and then as the whistle blows, it gets called holding the ball. The crowd goes wild, and then you just hear in the background someone saying, "You should be an umpire, Grego." So, firstly, what do you think about that? From a bit of umpiring from the sidelines never goes astray. But also, do you think now that Grego's obviously struggling to get on the park to play, do you think we should recruit him and get him involved in umpiring?
Absolutely, absolutely. As I said before, it's a way of staying involved in the greatest ball sport in the world, and you don't have to get belted up for it. You know, I'm not going up against somebody like Griffin every second week.
That sounds pretty inviting.
It's a way of keeping fit. It's you make a little bit of pocket money on the side, and why not be involved? Why not be involved?
Might have to get him into a pre-season first, I reckon. Anyway, so we've got another one coming up here. This is from our game that we played at Brothers the other week. So Cross the Waves versus Brothers. We got the ball up here. One of my favourite highlights. You might have even seen this one.
Oh, here we go. I've seen this before.
So coming out of the midfield.
Bang.
Oh, we missed it again. Anyway, what do you think there?
That's holding the ball for sure.
100%.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I thought he was going cold as well, but I think after the game he might have thought that he was taken high in that tackle, but I personally, and it's good to see that we've got the two umpires on board as well, and there was absolutely stone cold gone. So
If I can get Woody on the show, we might replay that one more time and get his thoughts. So.
Yeah, I reckon I've got it banked up in the car outside now. So all right, yeah. So we're 2 out of 3 correct so far, guys. So happy with that. We've got the last one coming up. Same game.
Wednesday.
Pretty silky. Good contest down deep. Rightio.
That's
We've got the pause there.
What do you think, Declan?
Is it going to be a trick question? We don't know yet.
It could go both. I would call it both ways. Like Matt was saying, did he have a general attempt prior? I probably would have
That's holding the ball.
called holding the ball because he had heaps of time to put it on the boot and kick it. It doesn't matter which way it goes as long as it's on the boot. I would have called holding the ball.
Yeah, I would have too. There's prior opportunity.
I'd have to agree there too.
And the
Sorry,
tackle's not
Pops, but
dangerous.
yeah, that's on the ball, mate.
Sorry, Dylan, but you're gone on that one, mate. You took him on and you didn't get the ball out with a legal disposal. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he got goal hungry on that one. He's in our forward 50. He's on this.
You could see his eyes light up.
did
He
light
thought he
up.
had one. Yeah.
No, that was one of the best tackles I've seen. And if you keep the video going here, you notice correct decision paid again, holding the ball.
Well done. 3 from 4.
Yeah, no, pretty happy. And to be honest, guys, I spent a good maybe 15 minutes scrolling through the footage to try and find a couple of dubious decisions, but across the board, done pretty well in what I could see. I couldn't find too many, so it's a credit to you guys. And apart from the first one there, I think all decisions were correct. So guys, anything else you want to add on that, or
What game you umpiring this weekend?
At this stage, I believe I got the reserve grade game Crossways v Bay Power. So as I said, always love umpiring in front of a Bay Power Supporters Day crowd. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. I think the only one that would top that would be my first ever senior grand final, which was actually held at Bay Power, Brothers v Waves.
2015, and Brothers lost, I believe.
No, Brothers won that game.
Oh, did they?
It was the game that Brothers won. They kicked a stack of points. But yeah, it was just first senior grand final, really intense experience. The crowd was just thunderous. It was magic, and that's why you umpire. People go out and have a go. Have a go. It's great fun.
Yeah, make the wrong decision, learn from your decisions, and get better each week.
Yeah. No, awesome, guys. Much appreciated. Thanks for coming on. That was a good bit of fun. So, after the break, we'll have these guys as well, and we'll get into a bit of the handball competition and finish off strong. So, cheers, guys. Let's get stuck into that. Firstly, finish off last song of the night from Deep Blue, Send It Away.
On the dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of eucalyptus rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. And I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor, thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here.
Congratulations if you're still watching. We're coming up now. Everyone's, what do I call it? Third favourite segment?
Third.
Third favourite segment. We'll stick with that, I reckon. We've got the handball comp. So, like I'll do a quick recap. We've got Griffo and I, 77. No one else that's come on the show so far has managed to eclipse that. So, hopefully, we've got some good handballing performers coming up from our guests this week, which I'm looking pretty forward to. First off, we got Mick Gave from Maryborough. Let's go, mate. How's the handball skills? What do you reckon?
Unbelievable, Jimmy.
Unbelievable. Were you you look like you might have been a bit of a ruck rover in the day. Did you get it on the boot often, or a bit more of a handballer?
Spend more time on the ground than anywhere else.
Yeah. All right then. Let's see how that puts us instead then. Oi, 7 to start. Very nice. Oh. Yeah, 7 again. Oh, rimmed out. Not too bad. 7, we'll call it. Mr. Consistency. There we go.
5-7, 35.
How good. Yep. Beauty, 5 will do us. as you can tell, this time, guys, we've got the live scoreboard, which is a bit of an upgrade from the last few weeks. So just keep an eye on the scores as they're going. Make sure Griffin and I get them right. Next up, we got Ed. I believe we do. Yep. Rightio, Ed. What about yourself, mate? When's the first time you handballed a footy? If you didn't start playing till 32.
Well, probably in the schoolyard, eh? So,
Yep.
but wasn't much of a football player.
Alrighty, let's see how we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, straight through!
Talked himself down there.
Look at that. First
That's what I'm
one,
all about. Get you guys into a false sense of security.
first one off
There
the
you
bat. How good. There we go.
7.
Good start. Alright, this is ridiculous. I'd call it now if I was you. Go the Bears. Oh,
What's going on here?
I'm getting a bit nervous, to be honest, if anything.
No, he's still got a left, right hand actually.
No, this is the best start I've seen so far. Oh, 7 again. How about that? So 44 for the first 5. So that's pretty good effort right there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right out. Let's go, Matty.
All right. Well, you're about to see why I umpire and why not.
Oh, 7. Yeah, good start. 7 again. There we go. Oh, just a 7.
We should be having a yellow ball for night games, Jimmy.
Yes, that's fair.
Oh,
It's
7
whatever
again.
I can find underneath the shed before the show starts.
Ooh, finish with a
7 as
7.
well. Very good. All the practice of getting the handballs back from the boundary umpires, I reckon. Rightio, Dex, here we go. So we ended up there, 35 for Matty as well. Pretty solid group so far. Oh, Dex with a 7 to start. Yes, and straight through.
Oh, the umpies.
Oh, 7.
Pressure's
Not bad.
on this. Pressure's on this week, mate.
Oh, 7 again. You're not wrong, Griff. Oh, 7.
7.
That's us. Yep.
Yeah.
Rightio.
There you go.
Oh, is that myself, is it?
You're up, mate.
Okay. A little bit concerned actually this week, I must say. I don't think the suit helps.
Good start though.
Yeah, solid. You wanted to come back to you.
7 again. 3 7s.
There we go.
Well done, mate. 35's the number.
You got something to aim at here, Griff?
Jeez. It's going to be hard to beat though.
That's all right. Oh, straight. There we go. 7 there. And again. Oh, glad Nick Kyrgios isn't here with the with me getting the balls, picking the ball boy.
Opposite hand now.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Ed's leading the charge with 44.
On the left here. Yeah, real good start from Ed.
7.
On the 7. Here we go. Yep. Don't worry about getting that.
We'll get it in a minute. Yes.
Oh, lovely. On the left.
Jimmy.
There's
Good
7.
7. Yeah.
Oh. Throwing the gauntlet down. Oh. Almost put me over on my ass. Oh, nice and close.
Is that it? One to go?
Is that it?
No, that's 5. Yep.
That's 5.
Yep.
Rightio. Finishing off 76. Oh, one behind the champs.
Oh, man, I'm going to struggle here. I'm left-handed. Now I've got to go right.
You said that last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
false sense of security.
No. Oh, here we go. Oh, this already feels weird.
Oh,
Is that a 5?
yeah, I'm thinking 5. Sorry, mate. Oh, so close. 7 there. There's another 7. Still looking pretty solid.
Oh, 7 again.
Really good. Last one.
Just took a while to get in the range. Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's a 5. That's 5. Well done. What do we end up with?
75.
75. after the solid start there, Ed.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll give you 7 for that if you give me 3 umpire votes next time I play.
Oh,
Oh, well done. Oh,
7.
yeah.
Give him the 7.
Very favourable for the umpires, aren't we? Yeah, that's nice and solid 7. 1 behind you. Oh, that's on line as well.
5. I'll give him 5.
Okay, easy done. Yep, 5 to finish off.
2 from 3 we gave him.
Well done there from Matty. 66 to finish off with.
No, 71, I think
71?
it was. Yeah.
Oh, they're perfect. Anything in the 70s, not too bad. All right, you got to be pretty happy with that. Let's go, Dex. There you go. Good start. Oh, we did give the kids another go when they missed the board last time, so we'll go. We'll try that one again.
That's
Cool.
a 3.
There we go. 3.
Ooh,
That'll be a
7.
7. There's
That's
a 3. Ooh, 7.
7.
Let's go. Let's
3,
finish it off
7, 3,
here.
7.
Another 7.
7.
Pretty solid effort there again.
Fun, Declan.
Well done. Good work, mate. How's that? Loaded straight up. 65. Rightio.
Oh, left hand, mate. Bring it home.
Oh, Grego told me my left-handed looked that awkward the other day, so hopefully I haven't practiced since then.
That's a 7. Oh! Must have been the premiership footy, mate.
Yeah, I got a bit nervous with the premiership footy.
That's a 7. 7 again. Oh, 7 again.
Is that me?
Is that 5?
Tapped out, yep. How do we go? Looking over the score.
73.
Rightio. How did we get that first score?
Yeah, I don't know.
Beginner's luck. I reckon we might have had an extra shot each.
It is on camera, so we're lucky there.
Let's go. 7 start.
Ooh.
7 again.
7 again.
Loves a 7. Straight
Yeah.
through, crew. Beauty. Good finish.
Ooh.
That gives you an insight into the background of the footy show. So, Griff, what do we end up? 76. Still.
And Mick, 76.
Mick
apiece.
and Griff, 76. So on the day, we'll give it to Mick.
Give it a Mick.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. So if you want to come over, yeah, get around him.
Well done, mate.
So they'll go up on the well done.
Yeah, good job.
They'll go up on the running leaderboard, which I can say, luckily we're still on top of. I was a bit concerned there after 44 in the first round, that's for sure. But yeah, so Mick, one thing that we do every week is volunteer of the comp of the round. Or, yeah, so we've got one from Maryborough this week from you.
Yeah, I think Prue Bidois, we'll call her. She's extremely important around the club. Does lots of jobs. Trainer. I think she's registrar. She does just truckloads of work around the club. Always there, helping out with juniors as well as the reserves. So well deserved. I think she's Yeah, she does an awesome amount of job. Unsung hero for the club. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. Really
Yep, no, beauty. Well done there, Prue. It's good to give a little bit back and you know, appreciate these guys that are doing massive efforts for us. So I guess that'll sort of wrap the show up. So it's probably timely that you're here as well at the end of the show because obviously struggling to get players to numbers and to training, same as me. So what you do, just look down the camera, point at it, and just give her a big get the training. So I'll go 3, 2, 1.
All right, this is something you didn't do, Brad Grogan. Get the training, guys. We want to see you Tuesdays and Thursdays night. Bear Park, 5:30. Thanks
Beauty.
very much.
And get the training too, boys. You bunch of muppets.